This is CKnappenberger. This is Module 14, a case study for EDL 850, Internet Use Violations, Threats over the World Wide Web. Category 1 is the problem identification and analysis. These are the things that I do know. I do know that Dr. Harvey Smith has been the principal of Slattery Signal High School for the last 9 years. He is also very proud of the highly regarded reputation of his school. Ms. Tate is a specialized science teacher who's been teaching at Slattery Signal High School for the last 2 years. She teaches specialized science classes, and the rigor of the subject that she teaches, combined with her serious approach to instructional delivery, establishes a classroom in which Ms. Tate's students experience high levels of stress. The other things I know is that Ms. Tate received an online threat. Ms. Tate informed Dr. Smith of the threat immediately. Dr. Smith saw the online threat and said that he would handle it in the morning. At the request of Dr. Smith, Ms. Tate has accused a student she thought might have made the online threat. These are the things that I need to know. Is Ms. Tate safe? What authorities should be contacted? Were any other students' names mentioned on the Facebook page? What students' names were mentioned? What strategies Ms. Tate has tried in her classroom to manage her student stress, and how does Ms. Tate feel about her relationship with her students? The problem with this is there are two separate problems, I believe. A threat was made to a teacher, and the building administrator did not take it seriously and allowed the teacher to then arbitrarily accuse a student of a crime without any evidence. The other problem is that Ms. Tate is struggling to meet all the needs of her students in her classes. Category 2, my proposed action plan with appropriate strategies for implementation. My action plan is going to have two focuses. The first focus is going to be neutralizing the threat and disciplining the actions of the students that were involved. The other part of my action plan is coaching Ms. Tate to have a better relationship with all of her students. So as far as my plan of action for the threat goes, we need to inform the superintendent immediately, inform the local authorities, and then we need to turn this investigation over to the authorities because there is a threat on Ms. Tate's life, regardless of how serious Dr. Smith took it. We also need to enlist the district's technology department to investigate to the best of their ability the origin of the Facebook page. Did it come from on campus? Did it not? Is there any way to search kind of IP addresses? Any student that's found to be involved in the threat, consequences should be taken according to the student code of conduct. Any student found to be involved should then be removed from Ms. Tate's class. Plan of action for Ms. Tate: provide Ms. Tate with an informal mentor. She is new to the program. She's new to teaching and new to the profession, so she's going to need some kind of assistance. So looking for professional development for student-teacher relations and also strategies to keep up rigor, but also to kind of manage her student stress. Also allowing leave time for her to go observe other classes, looking for master teachers who have good rapport with their students and who also teach high-level classes like Ms. Tate. Some strategies for implementation is always using the resources that are available to you, the technology department, the local police department, also any of those master teachers, like we said, they're all resources that are readily available to use. Also, when dealing with the disciplinary actions, treating all students with maturity and respect, following the code of conduct and making sure that everyone is treated fairly. As far as the professional development for Ms. Tate, again, assigning a mentor, providing the opportunities to go, and being able to have her observe master teachers. Category 3, resolve the issues based on the promotion of the success of all students. So what do I believe is best for all students? Staff providing consistent and appropriate discipline actions, and also interacting with teachers who care about their well-being and success. Students are going to perform so much better when they know that they are cared for and that the teachers they're working with care about them as a whole person and also about their success, both in and out of the classroom. Some of my data for best practice. Ms. Tate is new to the profession and still needs guidance, like I mentioned earlier. So all teachers need guidance at the start of their career. So going off of that data from the case study, we need to kind of look at that she's no exception and that she still needs guidance, regardless of her age or that she started this career later on after finishing more schooling than some other teachers do. Doesn't mean that she needs any less guidance. Students don't feel valued in Ms. Tate's class. This was stated. The students and the parents were complaining about poor instruction, high levels of stress. This needs to be addressed. Although the threat is not Ms. Tate's fault, her relationship with her students does need improvement, going back to that she is new and needs to learn how to handle certain situations. The teacher feels threatened. They threatened to kill me, she says, inside the case study. So that needs to be dealt with. Her feelings are valid. Her students' feelings are valid, but her feelings are also valid. Local authorities and district administration need to be contacted and given control of investigating this threat for her so that she feels comfortable the same way that her students should feel comfortable. Category 4, debrief the problem. Things that I'm thinking, feeling, and valuing while I'm looking at this case study. One of the things I'm really thinking about is that all people involved need to be comfortable moving forward. This includes Ms. Tate, Dr. Smith, and all of the students involved, and all the students that Ms. Tate deals with on a regular basis. Things that I'm feeling hopeful for an outcome in which everyone is accepting of the outcome. Parents, teachers, students all kind of feel like their input was valued in going into this process. And then finally, the thing that I'm valuing most, I value students need to feel valued and respected and cared for in school. We need to make sure that they feel that way in Ms. Tate's class and otherwise. Also, I value that Ms. Tate is committed to her content area. She finds it important, and she finds it important to keep the rigor up in her classroom. Some unresolved issues, even after my action plan, is Ms. Tate's mental state after this incident. She did receive a threat, and we need to kind of see how she's going to be able to handle her class moving forward. Parents' reaction to the plan of action, how parents could react to a student being disciplined or to a student being named to be involved in some type of disciplinary action. And finally, just the same as we're worried about Ms. Tate moving forward, being worried about the student's comfort level with Ms. Tate, kind of going towards what happened, they're worried about her, and then also worried about it happening again, or, maybe her class getting harder based off of the fact that she is upset or that she's, reacting to the situation that occurred. Category 5, the reflection of standard 5. The educational leader at the building level applied knowledge to promote the success of every student with integrity. In my action plan, looking at keeping with integrity, student success was the driving force in this action plan, whether it was for Ms. Tate or it was for dealing with the disciplinary actions of the case. All students were valued in deciding what actions to take. All students, regardless of involvement with the incident or not involvement with the incident, their needs were valued in this. Also, we did not take that accusation that Ms. Tate made after she received the threat. We didn't accuse any student without evidence. We understand that she did feel like a certain student might have done it, but we waited until we got evidence in order to accuse any student of that. The success of every student now acting with fairness. All students mentioned on the Facebook page were questioned regardless of past disciplinary actions. We didn't favor one student who's never done this before, or we asked right away of a student who was guilty all the time, or that's the way we thought. We made sure that we were fair in our approach, and that if they were mentioned on the Facebook page or they were on the Facebook page, that they were questioned. Any student that's removed then from Ms. Tate's class was not removed. Again, it was simply for the safety and educational value of all the students. If there's a student who's accused of, a crime against Ms. Tate, we want to make sure that they're not interacting on a daily basis, or that students aren't stressed out about wondering how they're going to interact with one another on a regular basis. Finally, acting with fairness, all students will benefit from Ms. Tate's classroom moving forward. We want all students, regardless of anything else, to kind of benefit from these higher level science courses as they should. Lastly, the educational leader at the building level applied knowledge and promoted the success of every student by acting in an ethical manner. Again, acting with the high standards that educators are held to when dealing with certain situations. All students, again, were considered innocent until proven otherwise. No student was just arbitrarily accused or questioned or, charged with any kind of crime without evidence. Also, all students were allowed to speak to their parents before answering any questions about the Facebook page. This can be tricky sometimes because we want to ask kids and we want to get an answer as fast as possible, but we also want to make sure that they're still kids and they're going to need their parents' guidance on certain issues. So we want to make sure that that was available to them. The third thing and the final thing was that Miss Tate's teaching style will be mentored in order to meet all students' needs. We want to make sure that we're not taking away her influence on her class or her individuality. We just want to make sure that all students' needs are being met in her classroom, that they are gaining the skills that they need, and that they feel safe and comfortable while learning those skills. This is the source where the case study came from. Again, this is Module 14, a case study for ADL 850 in the fall of 2008. Thank you for watching.